Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Mathis, and today I'm going to show you how to remove the serpentine belt off of a Porsche Cayenne S 2008, in this case a 957. I think this would also work on a 957 GTS. There's no real guides for this anywhere online, so I've just kind of been going at it. There's a Pelican parts guide on the 955, and so they're kind of similar, and there's no real like comprehensive guide on how to take out the radiator as well. So I'm going to show you kind of how to get started, and from there on out it's fairly simple, I think, because I haven't really put the new belt on. But first thing you want to do, take off all the cosmetic parts of the engine, take off the air, I don't know what to call them, the intake parts, you know, with the little screws with the dot on them. You pull them out. Then what you want to do is take the radiator out, the radiator fan, sorry, leave the radiator in. And this is a pain in the butt. Not easy, especially because of these connectors. So you have two. This one kind of comes out a little bit, and it comes out all the way. As you can see by how dirty this is and how kind of scratched up it is not easy to get out. Mostly, let me put this back, because of these connectors. So they have like a rubber seal in there, and this is a fairly old car by now, so these have like probably expanded and have become kind of hard and brittle, so it's really hard to pull them out. In order to actually pull them out, you want to pull this clip back, and you might need to like lift up this red tab. I recommend using some kind of tool or like a pry tool to get that out. Pull it all the way back, and then what you're going to do, and this worked for me, but it's to just like jimmy it, is to just move it back and forth and just pull on it a little bit, being careful not to push on this too much or pull any of these cables out, because then you have a much bigger problem. So this is going to take you quite a while, unless you're lucky, then they come straight out. Once you've gotten both of these out, you're going to want to take a break, because it took you a long time. Right after that, you're going to feel that when you pull it up, or try to pull it up, nothing happens. That is because there's still here these clips that it's attached to. You're also going to want to take out two screws. I don't know what this is. This is like T30 probably. One in here and one in here, and these will kind of allow the radiator to move back and forth a little bit and give you more space. Makes it easier to actually pull the radiator up later. In order to do that, you're going to want to grab like a screwdriver and just pull these tabs on. Let me see if I can. You want to pull them all the way down, and while you're pulling this down with another hand, or maybe a second person, pull the radiator up, like really yank it kind of hard, because this was on here super tight. Then you want to do the same on the other side. As you can see, you don't really have much space, so sometimes it helps to put this under here and pull it out the other way, so that you have some more space on here, like that. And then you can get a screwdriver in here, push on it, pull it out. This one's a little more tough, but when you can kind of visibly see that both of them are unclipped, what you're going to want to do is just, and excuse my French, just yank the shit out of this radiator. The Pelican parts guide says that it's pretty normal that this is really tight, so just pull on it real hard. It'll eventually come out. One problem you'll encounter is that this bit, I think this is a controller for this fan, and sorry for it being so dirty, but this will kind of interfere with this hose, so you're going to need to like push this out of the way, and you probably won't be able to get it out all in one motion. My recommendation is to just kind of jimmy it back and forth and get it up there slowly. Once you've done that, and let me put this on the side here for a minute. Once you've done that, you can access all your pulleys. And so in your case, hopefully the belt should still be on. But the thing that's holding the belt on is essentially this. And these are the new parts that I'm going to put in. The old parts are still on there. But on this diagram, you can see this is the tensioner. And this kind of pushes upwards on this, causing this to go down, which puts pressure on this pulley and therefore the belt. So this doesn't really, like, this isn't really a socket. I've had other cars where it's like a Torx fits in this, and then you can turn that to twist it to release the pressure, but that doesn't really work. So what I found works best is to just get a crescent wrench, and especially if you're replacing it, it's especially easy because you can kind of gauge the size outside of the car and then put it in. So you're going to want to match the size and then go in here and kind of go at it sideways and stick it in there. I don't know if it's hard to see. And then you're going to want to push down really hard. Eventually, this is like some sort of cantilever thing where you're going to feel it kind of flip up and all the tension will be released off the belt. At that point, all you need to do is just make sure that you get the belt off of one pulley. It doesn't really matter which one. I just did this one. I actually had my wife help me. But you're going to want to just kind of pull it over here so that all the tension's released, even after you let go of your crescent wrench holding the kind of, I don't know what this is called, but like the tensioner assembly. I got this off of the like FCP Euro kit, belt kit for this car. I think it was like $420. But it has all the other pulleys and whatnot, and the belt as well. And so once the belt's loose, obviously you can unravel the belt. You see here a little schema of how it should go, and so you can kind of get it past here and underneath. And then when that's done, you're going to want to grab a T50 and stick it in here like that. And it's kind of hard to see, but you're going to just want to take out that belt over there. Not that belt, that bolt. The bolt that's in here, right? And then you're going to want to do that bolt, and then that bolt, and then any other pulley that you may or may not want to take apart. So it's worth mentioning that if you want to take this pulley off, which is I think the second idler pulley, you've got one over here. Already taken that one off, and you've got one over here. This cap is extremely tough to get off. So I had to use a bunch of tools, none of which really did much. I snapped off part of my my knife here. So that's a tough one. And if I was you, I would not be expecting to get that back. So order a new one. Already kind of partly took the bolt out because if you let me focus in on that. If you try to take the bolt out while the oil dipstick is still in here, you're going to quickly realize that you're kind of bumping in against that. So I think the only way to get this pulley out is by removing the oil dipstick housing. To do that, there are two screws. They are, I have it right here, that is an E10, so an E-Torx screw, right over here, real easy. And then one, let me see if I can get a better angle on this, one down there, doesn't want to focus, but it's down there. You're gonna see it. Come on, focus on this. It really doesn't want to focus, but it's all the way down there. Yeah, you can see that hole, right? This hole right here. There's going to be a screw there. You could do it with this. So one like medium extension and then a short one. You can get at it. Sure, it'd be easier with this, like a flexible one. I just couldn't break the bolt, so I had to do it with a big one. And then very easy if you have one of these like magnet extensions, and you can just fish it out. Then you can kind of twirl this around to get this out. I would advise you to change this O-ring, otherwise you might get some leaks. My oil level is pretty good, and I did not leak any oil, obviously, because the dipstick sits lower than the point. But you're gonna need to take this out and get a new O-ring if you want to change out this pulley. Depending on how worn this is, don't know if I would say that's worth it. I guess I bought all of them, so I'm gonna replace all of them, and I also got an O-ring as well, so I'll replace it, but I don't know if I would recommend it, because this took me probably close to 2 hours to get the pulley cap off and then to get this off as well, so keep that in mind. So in case you're wondering, the idler pulley, so that one and that one come with bolts installed from the kit. You can't even take the bolts out. But for the tensioner assembly pulley, it comes, or it should come, or you should order these bolts. If you buy the kit, it should be in the kit. One of the long ones goes in the tensioner assembly, and the other one goes at the bottom of the tensioner. You see here the top points up, so you know that one's the top. This bit, or this bolt right here, screws into here. So I'm gonna install it, this one first, and then put this one on afterwards. So the way I did it was insert this one fairly tight, then insert this one pretty loose, and then with this one being loose as well, you can insert it pretty easily and kind of move it around. Otherwise you might risk cross-threading it. So that's an option I would do, and then only when all three of them are in, kind of really screw them down and then torque them to 24 foot-pounds. So once you've got that all squared away and all your pulleys are on, you might think, oh well, it's time to put the belt on. Don't forget about this bad boy that you had to pull out to take off this pulley. Just to make sure that I don't have any oil leaks, I will be replacing the O-rings. I didn't know which one to get, so I got both. Turns out that this one, whatever part that one is, there's no label or anything, but I can put it in the description. That one is for the bottom, and this one right here, this part is for the top, which might as well refresh. It was like, I think these were like $1 each. I figured it was worth the hassle, so don't forget about these. So I finally got the belt on. I gotta be honest, it was quite a bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. My wife actually had to help me because I couldn't hold the crescent wrench on this tensioner system and put the belt on. So I pull it up. It's quite strong. She didn't have the power to pull it up, but I held it up, switched it over to her so she could hold it up, and then I kind of helped the belt over this way and kind of jimmied it. I had to use some tools. Hopefully I didn't damage the belt too much, but otherwise it would have been pretty impossible to either like do it on my own or to just kind of get it on there. It was quite tough. I had already run it. I'd taken the intake tubes back out just to show you. But yeah, this is how you replace the belt tensioner and pulleys on a Porsche Cayenne 957, Cayenne S, or GTS. Oh, and I need to tighten this bolt as well. Besides the point,